Hi, I'm Bob Lederer, and welcome to Pharma Research Video Report, where pharmaceutical, healthcare, biotech, and medical device market researchers come for news, insights, and commentary about their fields that they just won't find anywhere else. And we're sponsored by the Taluna Healthcare Practice, which offers cutting-edge methodologies, sophisticated yet easy-to-use analytic tools, and specialized products to research physicians, healthcare professionals, and sufferers of ailments all around the globe. Let's get started with this week's report. There's hardly a physician, even those who like EHRs goals and hope for eventual output, who will hesitate to complain about the complications and the costs associated with transferring years of handwritten patient records to an EHR system. I know from speaking to my internist that it's a very costly, very time-intensive, and disruptive process. And yet there's a new KLAS report called Clinical Innovation and Technology that says 27% of doctors who have already set up their EHR system are so dissatisfied that they are seriously considered junking what they have for something better. And on top of those 27%, KLAS says there are 12% more who would like to take a mulligan, but they can't for financial or organizational reasons. Now, what's behind all this dissatisfaction? Well, in larger practices, they would like to consolidate multiple EHRs and also tighten their relationships with nearby hospitals. While for smaller practices, it's a situation of having functionality, support, and cost difficulties. Next, register.co.uk reports that Apple legal agreements with third-party health, well-being, and fitness app providers who want to use the new Apple iOS platform must adhere to stringent privacy restrictions. And they cannot use their access to Apple software, quote, for any purpose other than providing health and/or fitness services, end of quote. Apple's HealthKit platform enables apps to share data with each other, as well as with Apple's new Health app. And that Health app will act as a central dashboard for users who want to track metrics like heart rate, calories burned, blood sugar, and cholesterol. Moving on, three prominent health organizations, the Weill Cornell Center, Pew Charitable Trusts, and the Blue Cross Blue Shield Association are jointly recommending that registries be established to address the lack of a robust U.S.-wide national system that can assess the safety and effectiveness of new medical devices. Weill Cornell Associate Professor of Healthcare Policy and Research, Dr. Art Sadrakian, explained, quote, "We are currently having very limited tools and means out there to understand how most devices perform after they enter the healthcare market." And he continued, "We rely on pre-market clinical studies or testing and assume that these devices are good. But past experiences prove that that's not the case, since a number of commonly used devices ultimately fail or do not perform well," end of quote. The doctor also believes registries, quote, "will become a critically important cornerstone for surveillance of implantable devices," end of quote. Next, repealing the Affordable Care Act's 2.3% medical device excise tax is a pretty popular idea in Washington, particularly among congressmen and senators representing states where large medical device companies are headquartered. The tax has been criticized as an impediment to growth of those companies, and warnings have abounded that it would lead to the loss of tens of thousands of U.S. jobs in those fields. But John Graham, a former VP at the Medical Devices Trade Association, the Advanced Medical Technology Association, shared mixed results after the first year of the tax on orthospinenews.com. Graham noted that a recent EP Vantage study showed that 13 of the top 15 medical device makers actually increased their headcount in 2013, and the two that did not actually had downsized their operations by selling subsidiaries. Now, at the same time, 7 of 8 medical device manufacturers that were reviewable by Graham show that their U.S. sales in 2014 thus far are down, while in most cases their non-American sales are up. It seems we can't go a week without reporting potentially eye-popping news from one of the giant pharma outsiders who's coming into our field. This week it comes from Google's Calico anti-aging startup. It has announced that along with AbbVie, each have committed $250 million to develop treatments for age-related diseases. And both organizations say they could make an additional $500 million investment each if the effort makes progress. And finally, I found a story that I thought was interesting in wantchinatimes.com. It's about the state of human clinical trials in China. Apparently, these are heavily populated by impoverished students whose need for money is so great that they are either not fully aware of the risks that they may face, or they are gladly willing to overlook those. A survey of college students in Wuhan, the capital of China's Hubei province, shows 60% are willing to take whatever personal health risks may threaten them in exchange for the compensation that they so badly need. That's this week's Pharma Research Video Report, which has been sponsored by the Taluna Healthcare Practice, which offers cutting-edge methodologies, sophisticated yet easy-to-use analytic tools, plus specialized products to research physicians, healthcare professionals, and sufferers of ailments all around the world. We've got a link for you to the Taluna Healthcare Practice homepage where you can learn how many different ways it can bolster your pharma, healthcare, biotech, and medical device research demands. The link went out in our PRVR subscriber email. It's also in the video description box with this program. And a reminder that you can bypass YouTube and view PRVR in the cloud. Just join our free subscriber list and get that link when each new video is released. To get on the list, send me an email, info@rflonline.com. You can also work around YouTube if that is a problem for you by downloading the RBDR app from the Apple Store. And thereby you can view PRVR on whatever iOS device you've got. We're making Pharma Research Video Report available in your preferred format, so take advantage of it. Good luck with your research in the next week, and we'll see you back here soon.